Why is weight such an issue in our community?
If I swear at you niggas, you probably so triggered you cry. And nobody wants to be real. Everyone's scared of how everyone feels. We become so ultra sensitive and hyper tolerant that honestly, honesty gonna be illegal.
Oh man, from an obesity point of view?
Yeah, but like when you talk, we could talk to guys. Like guys say, hey man, slim down. But why is it so sensitive when it comes to women?
Well, so you got two things. You got certain people that have dealt with stuff like that their whole life. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes I want to say in the black community, we get to the point that people begin to embrace their imperfections and embrace their flaws. And embracing it don't necessarily mean that you are doing something about it. That means that sometimes you accept yourself for what you are. Some people choose to do something about it, some people don't. So as you begin to say things, people could have gotten body shamed, when they were younger. They could have gone through so much. And so for another person to come and do it, they may have made up in their mind to say that I'm not going to let another person talk bad, tell me how I feel, how I look, and I need to lose weight. It could be coming from a good place, but because, again, from a trauma point of view, somebody said it from a bad place, and they put that on that person their whole life. They finally have just decided that they're going to stand up for themselves. So,
but like I notice when it comes to, all right, I just go there.
Yeah.
Right, Kevin Samuels talked about weight all the time.
Oh, okay.
I hear guys talking about weight all the time, and it's like,
from a relationship point of view, in terms of what people want, okay, let's just go that in.
And so you hear people talk about it, and it's like if to me now, it seems like a lot of people who talk about relationships or they give advice, and if they're a guy and they're talking to women, they dance around issues. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can't say that, man, because I'm gonna get canceled, So it's
That's
like,
right.
I can't really. It's almost like they sugarcoating everything. I'm like, just tell them the truth, man. And then I hear women say, I want to hear the truth. Like, tell me the truth. I'm like, okay, I'll tell you the truth. But if I tell you the truth, don't get mad at me and cancel me because you asked me the truth. And the truth, for me, this is only in my eyes. It ain't the truth for everybody. But, I've heard ladies, we having just a straight conversation, we're just talking. And I've heard ladies that are overweight say, I don't want an overweight guy. Mm-hmm. I want him to be in the gym, working out. I want him in shape. And I'm like, what y'all gonna have in common? Because he gonna be going to the gym and you gonna be going to eat Twinkies.
That's it. In a situation like that, both parties should want to complement each other.
Yeah.
So when you see me, I want to be I want to be I want to be your fantasy, and in return, I want you to be my fantasy, and whatever that is. And so, and put just drop relationship, but just from a health point of view. Living a sedentary lifestyle is not beneficial. The World Health Organization states that a person should do at least 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week. So that's 30 minutes a day. 30 minutes a day. And the reason why they say that is because of plaque streaks in the arteries. Just like you have plaque in your teeth, you actually have plaque streaks in your arteries. Wow. And so within those arteries, and even infants as young as 15 months have plaque streaks in the arteries. So, as we get older too, when you're dealing with, high cholesterol, that could set you up for, heart attacks, or in technical or medical form, terminology is myocardial infarctions, because we want to live longer. But to your point, okay, so first of all, we're doing it for our health. It's fine and dandy to do it for a relationship, but you have to set the expectations that, for yourself that you set for others. Meaning you can't expect or ask that you want this man to come and look, or you want this woman to be a certain way and you looking bad yourself. You can't do that.
And when just by saying that, like a lot of times, I think sometimes, and maybe it's like this. When people tell you their standards and they don't include you in it, you feel left out. You feel like, okay, now I want to tag it. So in other words, and I heard another female say that the problem with some of the things are that you know, when a guy says I like this type of female, or a female says I like this type of guy, and they get attacked, it's because the other person feels like I'm not in that loop. So in other words, if a girl who is very nice looking say I don't want a broke guy, and I'm a broke guy, then I got problems like, oh, she's just a gold digger. No, she just giving you her standards, and I understand that. But then on the same thing, if a guy say, I don't want an obese, I don't want overweight, I don't want to. It's not that he's saying he dislike overweight women. He just don't want a woman like that. And I mean, but it just seems like, you know, I've heard when guys say that, then right behind it, I hear you about to miss your blessing.
Well, you know what?
You about to miss your blessing. And I'm like, come on, man.
So I'm gonna look at it like this. You know, because you could have a female that's obese. It could be medical.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's because she may be depressed, or maybe because she's been, you know, she's not disciplined. And so you could take someone, and I'm just saying it like this, you could take someone who is motivated, you know, that wants to work out and do some things. And I mean, I've seen a person go from being obese or being not healthy to, you know, being fine and looking amazing. I mean, you got so many people on Instagram, if you go back and they show before and after pictures. So if you're motivated, you can push each other if you're motivated to do better.
So in that case, then I would tell a girl, hey, if he broke, he motivated, go ahead and date him. Well, but they don't want to do that.
And see, then you got to say, what is broke? You know, what is broke? So what does being broke constitute? What is it that a man have to make in order to now? And the same thing, and to your point, you got some people that can't rub two nickels together. They're saying that he got to bring this, but whatever it is that you're requiring one person to bring, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
What do you bring? And I always say this.
You know they hate when you have to say that.
But you know what? But I'm gonna just say, listen. You know, just like a guy, you got to be bringing more to the table than puppet tail, and you know what puppet tail is.
Oh, you know, some women.
And then for a woman, you got to be bringing more than just your tropical forest, because you can only do that for so long. That can't pay bills.
Yeah.
You know, some people say it can pay bills depending on how you do it. But what I'm saying is that, you know, it's more to a relationship than just sex. You got to be bringing things to the table. Yeah. You know, the older you get, you find out that I'm not just looking for somebody that's attractive. I'm looking for a partner. Yeah. I need a true partnership. I'm looking for somebody that we can buy properties together. I'm looking for somebody that we can travel together, that we can build wealth together, that we can go to church if that's your thing, or have some type of spiritual foundation. But it has to be more than just an intimate relationship. And when you do that, because just say for whatever reason, as you get older, maybe some of those things become few and in between, then what do you have to build on? But if you got a person that, you know, y'all have a great a mutual friendship, you know, if you got somebody that y'all are spiritually connected, if you got someone you like to travel, you have someone that y'all both are entrepreneurs, that you can do things, you know, you can help build each other, you can help place each other in a position to win. But if it's one-sided, if you think you're gonna win this man over or win this woman over just with an intimate relationship, when they really and truly find what it is that they have been yearning for but can't pinpoint it, but when they see it, they can identify it, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah. Hey, you're right about that. And you know, that's
yeah.
All that's like kind of, you get into that like sticky kind of conversation when people start talking about that, they get real sticky. So now, you know, and I'm just going by just like conversation that guys have behind the doors.
Yes.
And I know how guys talk. Now I'm talking about guys in a certain category.
Okay.
And it's no disrespect to any other guy.
Yes.
But I'm saying, you know, guys is nice looking, guys that have the money, guys that don't have 1,000 kids all over the place, that they really have this stuff together. Those guys, you think they're gonna have a demand on their woman?
Oh, they're gonna definitely have that. And it's not a demand, it's expectations. Because there's a level of excellence that that person have for themselves that they're going to require in whoever they with.
But in those same expectations, but that's not the same expectations for every guy. But it's like, but when I'm looking at it.
But if you want that type of guy,
then
it
comes with something.
He has a level of expectations, meaning because this person is built a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So we all say what we want, and vice versa. Even for a man, there's if there's
you want top of the line.
Yeah. If you want whoever this type of female or lady there's going to be a level of expectations that are going to be required from you. You're going to have to step your game up because you have to meet or exceed where she's currently at. Why would I want to be with someone that isn't meeting me or that's not exceeding? Because if they exceed the things that I do, they can reach down and bring me up. They can be my push partner. They can show me things that I'm not necessarily seeing for myself that will help push me in the direction I want to go.
Yeah.
But if you're beneath me, the only thing that you can do, because especially if you're not motivated to get to the level that I am, then you'll pull me down where you at.
Yeah.
You'll get to the point that'll make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. So my thing is, if somebody has an expectation and they know they can get it, that they're not gonna bring that level down.
No.
And so
well, some do that, but in doing that, that's why I believe everybody is purpose driven and their destiny. And there are things that are on the inside of us that let us know, kind of like alarming, silent alarms that we have. Yeah. And when you meet someone, you try to, just like trying to put Yugo rims on a Mercedes, they don't fit. But in all actuality, sometimes, even though we know it's not right for us, we force it anyway, because sometimes we feel as though we can fix any and everything, and some things not meant to be fixed.
Hey, we talk about this now. I'm gonna use myself for example.
Yeah.
Okay. you get this type of girl, but as you say, we getting older. So as we get older, things start changing.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So as a man, I understand that. So it's like, okay, I understand this, that change, this change. You get. So but I'm still gonna get the best of what I can get.
That's it.
What I can get. Man, so sometimes I look at on the other side, it's like, I just wonder, I'm like, man, do people really understand that, as you get older, the brackets change? Now for a man, it changes, especially if you, like you said, you get older, you start getting more money. But my dad told me like this. My dad said, first you start out, when he said you start out as a player, then you become like a man, then you become a husband. And he's talking about guys, if you don't get then after that, you become a sugar daddy. He say after sugar daddy, you become a sucker.
Yeah.
So I understand. So he when he put it in packet on, because basically what he's trying to tell you, you can go for this now, but every category, every year
you fall.
Yeah,
you're losing.
Yeah, so,
you're losing ground.
So eventually, you're gonna be a sucker.
That's it.
And the sucker, you're a sucker now. So just understand that. So that when he broke it down to me like that, I was like, yo, I got you.
So in other words, like if you don't evolve with the times, meaning you
get played.
You get what you got.
Yeah.
Now when you keep trying to get that type of individual that you know that you are no longer qualified for,
it's gonna cost you more.
Then you're gonna get played. That's right.
It's gonna cost you more.
You gotta pay to play.
Yeah. So that's what he kind of pointed out to me. I understand that, but sometimes on the other side, I don't think they understand that.
Yeah.
It changes, man. So
it does.
And I know a lot of times, like guys, when we talk, we got girls got a code of talking, we got a code of talking. We talk different behind the doors versus, and a lot of it's because we have respect. Like if guys been raised by the mom and
yes, sir.
pop, so they have a certain amount of respect for the female. But I think a little bit, and you might think differently, But I think because of that respect, we've got to the point where we don't tell them the truth about really what men think. And so it's been, and the thing about, I'm not saying all guys, but when one guy came on and just opened the door and let everybody see what was going on behind the door, it shocked everybody.
That's right.
So everybody was like, no, there's no way people think like that. And there were guys that secretly think like that, but because of the position they were in,
they couldn't speak on
it. You couldn't say that, because I can't say that. So I always say this: if you see it's hard to get men to follow another man.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see an own cult of a bunch of men following, I would go find out what is he saying that's making all these men from all different social economic status.
That's it.
come together like that.
That's right.
You know, it has to be something he's saying. He's speaking a language that
resonates. Yeah,
that the guy over here that makes 12,000 make, and the guy over here that makes 2 million make. He's speaking a language to all of them that they all understand, that they coming together, and that's powerful. And I have a lot of female friends, and we talk a lot, especially around education and all that. We talk, and I tell them, I said, if you go to nothing against Steve Harvey, if you happen to see this, but if you go to a Steve Harvey event, there are a lot of women that are going to be there.
Oh yeah.
If you go to a KS event, a lot of men going to be there.
That's right.
So I'm saying, if you're a single woman, why not go to an event where there's a lot of men, where you got the pick of the litter?
That's right.
Versus going the same thing and leaving with the same thing.
Hey, swear that y'all just wanna be the only ones who everyone lies. Hey, I swear if I swear at you ninnies, you probably so triggered you cry. And nobody wants to be real, everyone's scared of how everyone feels. We become so ultra sensitive and hyper tolerant that honestly, honesty gon' be illegal.